I I started a new file. I don't think we need that part in the video of us watching it. So we just finished watching it. Um, yeah, it's not that good.
Nah, it's. So here's my thing. Yeah,
Okay.
I think I think it has a lot of potential. I think the writing itself has a lot of potential,
Hmm.
even if it's just a little skit. Because I think at first I wasn't on board for the
Right.
and that's like how the robot fights.
Yeah.
But then I remember that's like Power Rangers. That's exactly how it used to be in Power Rangers, and I really enjoyed Power Rangers. And after a while, it grew on me. Um, I think the biggest thing that that video has an issue with is like the translation of the jokes, like how we convey them, because a lot of the jokes are kind of subtext. They're not like punchlines. It's like you have to like realize like Denim Ranger doesn't speak English just like properly, and like you have to you have to yeah, it's like subtext. It's not, none of them are in your face.
Hmm.
So I think it has to do with like how we translate the jokes more than the jokes themselves.
Okay. So what's funny is that's the note I got from my professor. He said that all of the Discord scenes just completely failed. They fell
Yeah,
completely flat, and I
yeah.
totally agree.
I think that's why I was saying I think it has to do with the the comedic timing of them. I think that's why like there's too from what I gather, because I'm no comedian, but from what I gather, it's like when he sees the Discord thing pop up and there's a pause between the like the screen showing the Discord screen, and then there's silence, and then it shows him reading it. It's like you're hearing the joke twice, or you're seeing the joke twice,
Yeah.
instead of like if the Discord screen comes up and in the background you hear him reading it, like, and then it cuts to
Um.
him, like, when did you say that? Or the still like I feel like showing the screen and then showing him is like playing the joke twice, which makes it not hit.
Okay. You're right,
That was my impression.
and you're right, and it would be really funny if like he's reading it out loud, and every time it's him like right in front of the camera, and he has to pull
Yeah,
back. Okay, that would have been a really good improvement.
yeah, yeah. That was my first impression.
Okay. Oh man.
Was
Um.
there stuff you wish you did different, like after watching it back?
I wish that the Discord was a little bit more. It was followed better. I think that that's because um, one of the girls in my class, she was like, I thought it was so funny that instead of it being like the liquid that bonds like the Ava and the pilot together, it's just Discord. And I'm like, she got it.
Yeah.
But the way we delivered on it was so poor. I think maybe if it was notifications on the phone, you could play into like he's not even opening. He's just looking at it on his iPhone and it like disappears. You could have done something like that. But instead, we just had too much, and there wasn't any way to direct the audience of where to look. Was a problem.
Mm, mm.
Um,
Yeah, that's fair. I think a problem we have as well when we're writing is we assume the audience gets the backstory of the joke. Like if we're writing like the say that like did Adam and Eve teach you that? They'd be like,
yeah.
"What the hell are you talking about?" But us we were like, "It's funny because he was there when Adam and Eve were." The audience has no freaking idea where that joke came from.
And I tried supporting all the fact that it's an ancient robot with like his design and stuff like that, but I just feel like we didn't give ourselves enough time to sort of like create all these jokes and stuff like that. And I feel like a note I got on a previous video was my humor is too all over the place. and it's really good if we dial it in somewhere. Like my
Yeah.
first video was so good. The bedtime story pals was so good because it was like funny because it's a commercial, but it's got like this running theme of like divorce and like broken family through it. This one's still like too all over the place, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, let's go through. I want to kind of. I'm gonna mute it when I pull it up. I want to sort of look at all of the like the way it's filmed. So like this scene. Do we like how all of this looks? Because I think I did a good job. Like this is exactly what I envisioned. The problem is it doesn't look too much like this.
Mm.
So I did want to do the background digital, but it just didn't make too much sense. That would be too much. And then, like, I felt like this, I mean, it worked. You could actually see the text, which was good. But yeah, I don't know. I felt like these kind of worked. Do you not like this setup with this specific shot?
I think I only don't like it because I'm in it.
Maybe.
Um, but nah, I like it because like it makes sense with where we're trying to portray the character is. Like he's in space and
Yeah.
you can see like the Earth underneath and everything. So it makes sense. Like everything about it, you can tell what's going on.
Right. Okay.
He's talking to the president in the Oval Office, and he's in space, and like, yeah.
Okay.
I think I just have maybe high expectations for just starting out.
Maybe. Dude, you killed me when you texted me like, dude, the first thing I thought was cringe. I'm like, oh no, that's the worst possible thing you could have said. But somebody else in my storyboarding class felt the same way when they had to voice act for their storyboard. And I think that's it might just be because you're a little bit new to all
Yeah,
of this, and so you just
yeah.
kind of got freaked out.
It's like it's just the idea of if you're not used to like seeing yourself on camera or hearing your voice back. It's like when you send a voice note to someone and you're like, oh yeah, I sounded good in that voice note, yeah. And then you listen back to it, and you're like, oh my god, you're like, I wish it would sound so disgusting. I think that's like the exact feeling because I watched it once. I haven't watched it again since the first time I watched it, but every time I think back to it, I kind of have a better memory about it than when I first saw it.
Okay, that's fair.
So it's interesting. Like it's aging well in my mind.
These shots, I think this one was fine. My brother did this shot. He did the space shot.
Okay.
This one I think was kind of okay. Like the shadow's supposed to sort of be moving across the screen like the washing machine's moving. It's okay, I guess. It's a little bit boring. And then this shot I think is really boring. This one's kind of cool. My professor had a really weird note about this.
What?
I'm not gonna say.
Wait, wait. You were attracted to it?
I'm not gonna put words in his mouth, bro. But he mentioned something about it. He's like, I kind of. All right, to quote him, to paraphrase for him, he mentioned that scene in Transformers with Megan Fox right at the beginning. That's the vibe he got from this. And I'm like, all right, I think you're fishing, bro. That's not the point of that. But okay, if you feel the same way, leave a comment below.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, these shots are all super boring. Like my inner Edgar Wright. After I had storyboarded this, it was just like, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna go with it. I'm gonna learn from doing these really boring shots. But they're boring, dude. Like this is boring. Well, actually, it's much better than the other ones. So this is
The
acceptable.
one of it turning around is not bad.
Yeah. And this
The
shot,
shot,
this shot I really liked. Everybody kind of laughed when I played this, which is kind of bad because I worked really hard. But hey, like this is supposed to be funny, so
We'll take what we can get.
Yeah. And the animation came out pretty well, considering I didn't rig the thing very well.
Hmm.
I don't know why this shot didn't work. In my head, it was way cooler, and like what I was going for was like when you strap a camera onto a missile
Mm.
and you like launch it, but I don't know. I think it's because it's not completely
Oh,
fastened to it. You see
so
how
it's like watching
it
it.
like
Yeah,
moves away from the thing, and it's not
yeah.
supposed to. Um, I don't know. It was okay. I was a little bit disappointed, and I didn't bother to. I pulled the jeans forward, and I didn't bother cropping out the jeans or the string. And my professor did. I mentioned a string, and he was trying to find it. He like watched it again, and he couldn't. I was like, okay, whatever. So we got away with that. Then yeah, more Discord falling flat. This shot was rough. I just left it in there because I changed the eye texture a couple times. I couldn't find anything. I didn't come up with anything I liked. And the laser charging, I wanted to do a particle sim, but I couldn't get it working. I'm like, whatever. It's kind of apparent what's going on. I think this shot was really funny. Like he opens up a drawer and pulls out a sword. This shot was super cool. It came out really well. This did okay. This one I animated. I animated this like in a hotel on my laptop and stuff, like the night before it was due. So that's why the animation's so poor. Otherwise, I really would have like tried.
Hmm.
But I mean, it's still kind of cool. The
Yeah,
way the
it
sword
got,
twist, like
it
that.
got,
That's pretty
yeah,
sick.
yeah.
And this shot, I think I did too good of a job, so it fell flat. Because like, in my
Was
head,
the
what's your question?
was the goal when you say too good of a job? Was
Yeah.
the goal to to be lazy with it?
Yeah, the idea behind I wanted this shot, I wanted all the digital shots to look really good, and I wanted this one to look bad.
Mm,
Um, like lazily tracked footage, stuff like that. But
mm.
it came out so good, and that him running is like so. It's almost if he was actually like running, like if we had like a treadmill or something like that, this shot would be like almost
Perfect.
perfect.
Yeah,
So it's at this weird mid ground. It's almost the uncanny valley. But it's not displeasing. It's just not. It wasn't perfect and it wasn't cheesy, so it doesn't
mm,
work. And
yeah.
I've never had that problem before, where I do something. I unintentionally do something. I make something too good, which is weird. This shot I wanted to be way cooler. I wanted to do a cloth simulation. For
The denim jeans, like in
yeah,
the wind.
of his no of his yeah of his scarf.
Mm,
Um, like especially with the explosion, I wanted it to blow around and stuff, but I couldn't get it working. And it was another like night before. I can't figure this out. So get dressed was pretty funny. So yeah,
Did anyone react to Get Dressed? Did anyone get it?
I don't think so. I think my professor like he's like, what was the final line? It's like get dressed. He's like, oh okay. It wasn't like no one laughed. Um,
Uh,
but
did you play this for you? Did you play this for your whole class?
yeah,
Did everyone
yeah,
have to
we
see the
have
video?
to. My friend Matthew did not have his mic muted, so I don't remember what, but he did start laughing out loud at some point. I wish I'd written it down because I remembered a couple days ago what it was. But yeah, um, so like the video played really well, and everyone's like, it is good, but it's so
There's nothing memorable.
I don't think there is. That's definitely part of it.
Mm.
Um, yeah.
We gotta look at whenever we're coming up with the next video idea of whatever. We gotta look at something that we're trying to emulate, whether it's another YouTube skit from our kids, our childhood, or like we need to think of something that when we're watching it, or that we when we remember it, there was like a scene that like basically made the whole video, like made the whole skit, and then try to come up with that for our own video. Like, what would be that thing that we hope everyone remembers?
Okay.
Because I feel like isn't that something that is in like every because when I think back to like say like an honest trailer by like Tobuscus, I'll think back and there's a scene from a trailer that he just made hilarious with a specific lyric he added to that scene. It's like, okay, this is the part where I laughed for real. Like the whole thing is funny, but this is the part where I was like, yo. So I feel like that's something we need to think about next time. Because I feel like when we wrote this or like made did the call for this video, we just like, okay, what's the next funny thing? All right, what's the next funny thing? What's the next funny thing? So it needs to be like, what's this all building to?
Oh, okay. Like more like a stand-up routine,
Yeah.
or you
Yeah,
have
like
like
what's the
your
final
okay.
punchline of this? Because I
Yeah.
feel like there were no punchlines in this.
You're right.
It was just like joke after joke after joke or attempted joke after joke after joke. So we
Okay.
need to think of the Dave Chappelle haha.
Yeah, like the kicked her in the yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, that's not a bad idea. I'm gonna write that down. So, uh-oh, I don't want to share my Google Docs though. I'll write it down on my phone.
A lot of secrets.
Yeah. All right, so we need a punchline.
Mm. Yeah, we should try writing the next video with a punchline in mind.
Okay. Um, yeah, so the interesting thing is the next assignment I have is my capstone assignment. I'm like, what is that? And she's like, it would be like your doctorate thesis that you would write if you were a doctor. So you're trying to show your 2 year progress. Really, it's my 1 year progress because I'm getting through this super quick. Um, I'm gonna have 10 days to storyboard, character design, to do all of that. So I really need to get
Hmm.
started ahead of time. Um,
When's it due?
the
When's the
storyboard
project started? When does it do?
I could get started now, and the
Uh,
capstone is due at the end of the spring semester, so like May. So I
oh,
have
okay.
close to 5 months to work on it. Like it's good. It's got to be something like pretty good. Um,
Mm,
and so I'm not sure if I want to do a fight scene or if I want to just like try and do an episode of Kip and Bo, which I think is too much because
mm,
unless we wrote one that's just like the two of them plus one other character, because I would have to build and rig all of those things. Or we could do it where I'm just using pre-rigged characters, so I don't have to worry about any of that. I'm not sure yet because I technically haven't even learned how to rig yet, um, and that sounds really hard to do
mm.
like a face rig. So that's just something to keep in mind. That's what I've been thinking about the last couple weeks or last couple days. Um, so going through, let's like recap what all we think could be improved. So we need to work towards a punchline. We need to dial
Mm.
in the humor a bit more to so that it's like a little bit more themed.
Yeah, because I feel like our jokes right now would work better if we were doing like a Family Guy thing. Like you say a joke and then there's a whole background, there's a whole flashback thing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of our jokes would hit if we had that, but we don't. So they need to be like they just need to hit on their own. um. So yeah, joke styling in, find like a proper punchline or a building up to a punchline. Hmm.
How is our delivery? Like Bowen acted, and I think he did a fine job acting, to be honest. Um, and I kind
Oh,
of
that
I
oh that's Bo in the mask.
yeah, Bowen's in the. I was directing him. Bowen's wearing the
Okay,
mask,
okay,
and I did the dub.
okay.
How did we feel my dub went?
I actually haven't really thought about it. Mm.
I'm gonna take that as a bad note because you didn't think it was no because you didn't like you didn't notice it, so that means it's
Yeah,
fine. But
yeah.
it could be better, I guess.
I think
I
it has to do with the
I liked your character.
really.
Yeah, I did. I thought it was funny.
Uh,
Just because it's like I don't know. Just every time I played, the problem is I've seen this video so freaking many times that nothing's funny anymore. Like what's funny to
okay.
me is Audio Jungle because that was one of the last jokes I put in there, where the music comes in and it's really terrible. I thought that just killed me. uh, Audio Jungle, and they keep fighting. Oh, so stupid. Um, so
When do you want to post this video?
it's going up tomorrow at like somewhere around noon. The video will be uploaded. I'll probably upload this to just do it at the same time. Yeah, and really, I don't think anybody's gonna watch this video. Really, it's so we can sort of we could watch this and sort of critique our critique. That would I think would really help me figure out what's wrong with the video. Um, yeah, and I actually do have a Zoom recording of
But
my
you want to post
classmate
this?
critique
You want to post this where? On
on
your
my
channel?
Eliminator channel. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Um,
Are we gonna record something in New York?
we can. Yeah.
I think. Oh, I'll talk to you about that after.
All right. I think we should stop the video here. To be honest, I think it's a good length. If you watched this, thank you. I don't really know. Maybe
Why
we made
did?
it in the future, and you're like binging all our stuff. Like, what did they do right? And so
Mm,
now you're here watching it.
it's just it's a lot of wrongs, bro. It was a
Yeah,
lot of wrongs. If you ever
yeah.
made it, bro.
I watched Tarantino talk about what he it was like 8 years of nothing working out, and the first movie he made, he couldn't even develop the film until like 3 years of making it every single weekend. And so like he started looking at the footage, he's like, I can't use most of this. But as he developed more of it towards the end, it started getting good. I'm like, okay, so that's good because what sucks is I feel like I went backwards a little bit. The animation's really like it's stellar compared to what I thought I was going to be able to learn and get done in one semester. Like I'm super happy with that, and the
Mm.
visuals and stuff are good. I'm making good progress there. But as far as like a story and writing and stuff, Bedtime Story Files is just better, dude.
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, yeah. I think maybe it has to do with it's very different writing a joke period or writing a joke based on just like an idea of something like a product than like making a character and making him funny.
yeah,
Like
you're
I
right.
feel like that's like leagues between each other.
All right. Thank you everyone for watching. Simon and I are going to catch up.
Nice.